Hey there, gang. Welcome back to Papa's Model Workshop. I'm Papa, and this is my workshop. And this is the 1970 Cuda that I've been working on for the last couple of weeks. And I'm up to a point where I'm putting the wheels on, and I've already encountered a problem. Had a number of problems with this kit, and most of them have really been my fault. One of which was the time when I got the glue mark on the windshield with my fingerprint. There we go. Sorry. Well, clearly that was my fault. So, in this particular instance, though, we have an attachment for these wheels. Okay. If you can see, oops, there goes my Cuda, where I need a pin to attach the wheels. Okay. And that pin is missing, all four of them. All right. And, so I have been trying to come up with a way of, excuse my arm there. I've been trying to come up with a way to attach these wheels in the absence of that pin. One of the things I thought about doing was taking a piece of old sprue. I don't know what I did with it now, but a piece of sprue, and cutting it and inserting that into the wheel. Okay, but the problem was the sprue was too thick, so that wasn't going to work. So my other idea was to take a toothpick, right, measure it and cut it and see if that would work. And guess what? I've got those two wheels in the back attached with a toothpick, and you really can't tell because I used a black Sharpie marker, all right, to color the toothpick black. All right, colored that black, and it blended in. I used super glue instead of the regular Revel cement that I usually use. All right, I didn't think that was going to work too well going from wood to plastic, so I used the Loctite super glue, and that seems to be holding. I did this about 10 minutes ago, and it seems to be holding, and the wheels appear to be lined up pretty well. Not perfect, but I can manipulate that a little bit. And when you cut off these little tiny pieces of the toothpick, what I would suggest is put it in a little plastic cup like this, because something that small, it's very easy to misplace and falls off your workbench, and then you've got problems. So I'll tell you what, I've got those two in place. I've got this one in here. So I'm going to cut off one more piece, and once you have the one piece made, something's falling behind me, I don't know what it is. You can use that as a template. So let me just put that over there like that. Can you see that? I don't think you can see that. Yeah. I've got this paper towel here because I don't want to put this finished paint right down on this work mat, because there's dust and stuff on there. So let's see if we can. There we go. I think you can see that, but you're not going to be able to see it because I'm right-handed, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to use my right hand, and you're not going to see anything. So I apologize about that, but I just cannot do this left-handed. Okay, so we have our piece, and now we're going to take our Sharpie marker and paint that black, or mark it up in black. Okay. All right. Now I do have a number of markers, but I thought the Sharpie, let me see here. Let me try to hold this like that. Okay. I thought the Sharpie would hold the black paint or the black marking a little bit better. Okay. And put that right inside there like that. I've got a spare piece, and let's see if we can attach these front wheels in the same manner that I did in the back. All right, so again, going with the contact cement. Let's see if we can get this attached, okay? I know my hand's in the way. I apologize. I apologize. Actually, no, I want to get this in here first. Okay. And this one is not fitting. Not fitting. So, tell you what, I know it'll fit in here. Yeah, it fits in there just fine. I wonder if this opposite side would fit. Will that fit? No, not really. So, here's what we're going to have to do. Let's see if we can widen that a little bit. No, that bit is too narrow. So, all right, you know what? Let me take my X-Acto blade. Let's see if we can make this a little bit wider. Okay. Okay. Let's try that again. Yeah, that did it. Okay, real good. Real good. That worked. So let's put a little bit of our Loctite glue on here. And let's see if we can insert that little piece. There we go, there we go, there we go. Okay, good. I think we got it. Yeah, all right. We got that in there. Do the same thing on the other side. And let's test fit that before we put glue on it. Yeah, that one fit. So it was just this one. This one fit, and this one did not. So I guess 3 out of 4 ain't bad. Is that how the Meatloaf song went? I think it went 2 out of 3 ain't bad, but for our purposes, we'll use a little bit of artist license. And we'll go with 3 out of 4 ain't bad. Okay. Nice. Know that I'm doing this out of frame sometimes and you can't see it. I apologize about that. You know, working on this sometimes, trying to see from behind the camera is a little bit difficult. Now that just went in there a minute ago. There we go. Okay. There we go. All right. By the way, this has been clear coated So if I did make a boo-boo and got some glue or even some of this black on my thumb on here, the fact that this was clear coated, it should come off, at least easier than not having it there. All right, so let's get a little bit of this glue or super glue and gently try to get this in here. Okay, and I'm not going to push this too much. I'm just going to kind of let it hang there until I get the other wheel on the other side. Once the other wheel is on the other side, then I can, you know, kind of grab it and push it together. So let's get a little bit of glue in here. Okay, just a little bit. Keep forgetting that this Loctite glue, you don't squeeze it, and that's what I keep trying to do. You have to push these two blue wings together. And for most people, that's probably not a big deal. But for me, because I've got problems with a nerve in my hand, it's not always real easy. Now I can push these two together like this, see? If I hold it like that, maybe you can see. Okay, see, I can push these two together. All right. I'm just going to hold that. And then let's get this out of here now. Let's put this on here. And now I can kind of line this up against the grid. Okay, and theoretically, if I've got these on, now I don't know if you can see this or not, but I want to line these wheels up along this same line here. Can you see the line that I'm pointing to here? All right, turn this over. I think you can see this a little bit better. And if these wheels are on properly, if they're aligned properly, then they should be sitting right along this line, and they are, so that's good. So let's see if I've got the same alignment back here. Okay, and these appear to be okay. I don't have a wheel that's, you know, hanging up. You know, sometimes you get these wheels on and you get one wheel where, you know, your car is kind of like that and it's hanging up, but so far this appears to be working out pretty well. So that was my little home remedy for those missing pegs. Just toothpick, a black Sharpie marker, and some super glue. We got it on. So okay, good. So I'm just gonna let that sit there and dry. Okay, and if you didn't see the other video, this is something that I came up with a little while ago, where I have here in my build area a Lazy Susan, and this is a Lazy Susan that let me see if I can move this a little bit better for you. Got this at not Home Goods, Bed Bath & Beyond. Actually, my wife picked it up for me. And then I got this work mat, okay, at Hobby Lobby. All right, and I cut out a piece of particle board to fit this mat, and I sandwiched the whole thing together, so now I've got a little work area that I can rotate. So that works out pretty good for me. Got the particle board over at Home Depot, which I call Normland, and if you missed any of the other videos, I call it Normland because if you ever watched the show This Old House, the master carpenter for years in the beginning of that show was a guy named Norm Abram, and Norm had every tool in the world, and so does Home Depot, so I started calling Home Depot Normland. So that's just my little stupid way of referring to Home Depot. So yeah, so this is looking pretty good with the wheels. As I mentioned before, I had some problems with getting a glue mark on here, and I had to actually get another body, because I'll tell you what I did. My genius solution, okay, was to use acetate. Acetate to get that glue mark off of this area here, which was not a good idea. Don't use acetate to get glue marks off of your windshield, because it fogged up and just really basically destroyed the windshield. And then the other thing was the acetate spilled, got all over the body and ruined it. So that's why I had to order a second kit so I could redo the body. So those are some of the boo-boo alerts on this. And then I'm going to tell you about another one, which was really dumb on my part. I got this whole thing together about a week ago, and it was looking really pretty good. It looked just like this, minus the wheels, which you just saw me put on. And as I'm sitting there moving it around and looking at it, I noticed, okay, you see this right here? You know what that is? It's the firewall, okay? Firewall is kind of important to have. And guess what? I forgot to put the firewall in. You believe that? So I moaned and groaned and stomped around for a few minutes, and I had two options to fix this. The one option was a stupid one, which I quickly discarded, thankfully. And that option was to try to make a real clean cut right down the center here and try to fit the two halves in there. And thankfully I ruled that out, because I don't think that would have worked. And no matter how clean of a cut I would have made here, you would have seen it. So the other option, which I followed through with, was to take my X-Acto knife and go to all the seam lines where the surfaces were glued and pry it apart and just disassemble this so I could get the firewall in there. And the first seam line, where I went and scored it, and then you have to twist it a little bit to break the glue. Of course, you're going to get a cracking noise. That's the glue cracking. But when that happens, you're not sure if the glue is cracking or is the plastic cracking. Thankfully, it was just the glue. Anyway, long story short, I got this all apart, got the firewall in there, and was able to get this thing back together. Now, when you go to put this thing back together, you can't just simply glue it back together. You've got dried glue on the surfaces, so that all has to be sanded and prepared for glue again. So, and I'll tell you, one of the things that I used, this just came. Let me set this over here. This just came about 2 weeks ago. Here we go. This is a Display electric sander. All right. And it comes with a number of sanding heads. You can see, where I was using this on this Cuda here. And let me see here. There we go. And yeah, it worked nicely. Got all my surfaces. I can't shut it off. There we go. There we go. Okay. It's not the Display sander. It's me. I don't know what I'm doing with it yet. But it worked very nicely. The only thing about this Display sander, okay, is, see, it comes with a whole bunch of little squares, okay, in different grits, right? But here's the thing, okay. See, can you tell the difference in the grits there? And I can tell by looking at it here, but I don't know if that's really showing up real well on camera. Anyway, I would have thought that there would be something on the back. You know what? I just discovered it. There it is. 400. Okay, I missed it the first time around. So I was going to complain to you and say that there is no designation to give you the grit, and I just found it just now on camera. So I can't make that complaint now. Okay, again, that is something where I did a boo-boo. Made a number of boo-boo alerts on this build, and this is a Friday afternoon right now. Normally I'm down here on the weekends, but I wound up work a little bit early, and so I'm kind of down here by myself. And normally on the weekends, I have my grandchildren over here. This is not an excuse. It's my fault when I make a mistake. But when the grandchildren are down here, I tend to don't have my concentration fully on what I'm doing, and I tend to make some dopey mistakes. So anyway, I can't blame the grandchildren for some of my little boo-boos today. They're not here. So that is where we're at on this Cuda. And what I want to do, I'll show you the next build, because I originally had planned on showing you this Cuda kind of from the start to the finish, and because I've had the gap in between with the problems with the cameras and the audio and so forth, like a couple of weeks in between, I went and did a lot of work on here and you didn't get to see it. So my plan is, after the Cuda, again, I'm going to start this 66 Mustang, and it's an AMT kit, and I'm going to show you that from start to finish. I'm actually going to be building that Mustang for a friend. Her name is Linda. She lives down in South Carolina, and gosh, I've known Linda for over 45 years. And Linda recently contacted me, and she said, listen, I know you build all these models. I see it on Facebook. Do you remember the Mustang that we used to go cruising around in? And I actually did remember that Mustang. And I said, yeah, of course I do. And she said, would you mind building me my Mustang? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build that Mustang for Linda down in South Carolina. So anyway, I hope that this video came out a little bit better than the previous ones. I'll tell you, the one thing that I've learned in the short time I've been doing these videos, this is video number 5, and I think this one came out okay. But the previous 4, I had my difficulties. I already explained to you about the audio and the framing issue. But the one thing that I've learned is, building models is easy. Sometimes video production is hard, but I'm learning, and hopefully we will be able to get onto a road where these videos are coming out a little bit smoother. So thanks for hanging in there with me. I don't know if you can hear the dogs going nuts upstairs, but we're having a brand new roof put on the house. So there's a bunch of contractors outside today, and the dogs are losing their minds. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. I appreciate you tuning in. If you would be kind enough to give me a thumbs up, even better, subscribe. And you can subscribe knowing full well that I've got more equipment here, better equipment, and the videos will be better, so it's worth subscribing. And what I'm going to try to gear these videos towards is more toward the beginner. I belong to a number of Facebook groups, and I see a lot of beginners who ask a lot of questions, and I'm going to try to answer some of those questions that I see, or you can actually pose some of those questions down in the comments down below. Doesn't have to be a question. You can leave a comment, tell me, okay, yeah, this looks like it's better, or gee, you suck at video. Whatever you want to leave me in terms of a comment. Just don't be vulgar, okay? That's the only thing I ask. And also I have a Facebook page, Papa's Model Workshop, and that's on Facebook. Okay, and I also have an email address too. It's Papa what is that? Yeah, Papa's Model Workshop at gmail.com. All right, and you can send me comments there or questions or anything else, and I promise I will read them and try to get back to you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you in the next video, because just as I was getting started with this, I had an arrival of a couple of more kits. I had another airbrush show up, so maybe I'll unbox those on camera and share that with you. But in the meantime, thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.